What is renewable energy? Well, it's energy that is generated from natural processes that are continuously replenished. This includes sunlight, geothermal heat, wind tides, water, and various forms of biomass. This energy cannot be exhausted and is constantly renewed. Renewable energy deployment has been accelerating at paces that exceed even optimistic expectations, and they continue to command a greater market share of rapid growth. There are also few publicly available compilations of the data on renewable energy costs. Now, collecting this data is a difficult task as costs change constantly with developments in technology, and much of the cost data is closely guarded by industry. Now, the United States generates roughly around 78 quadrillion BTUs of energy every single year, and of that number, 11.7% comes from renewable sources, which are wind, whose energy is captured with wind turbines. Solar can be used directly for heating and lighting homes and other buildings, and is also for generating electricity and for hot water heating, solar cooling, and a variety of commercial and industrial uses. Hydropower is a flowing water which creates energy that can be captured and turned into electricity. Geothermal taps the Earth's internal heat for a variety of uses, including the electric power production and the heating and cooling of buildings. Last but not least is biomass, which contains stored energy. Now, hydropower is the largest source of renewable energy in the U.S. solar, wind are routinely surpassing hydropower generation across the U.S. Over the last 8 months, non-hydro renewables have dominated electric generation, signaling a shift in the energy portfolio of the country. Only 1 decade ago, hydropower made up of 3 times as much generation in the U.S. as renewables like wind, solar, biomass, landfill, and more. Now, wind and solar is the fastest growing electricity technologies, and hydropower is currently the largest producer of renewable power in the U.S. It produced around 6.2% of the nation's total electricity in 2010, which was 60.2% of the total renewable power in the U.S. The U.S. is also the 4th largest producer of hydroelectricity in the world after China, Canada, and Brazil. Hydropower is the power derived from the energy of falling water and running water, which may be harnessed for useful purposes. Solar power can also help meet America's energy demand. Solar installations in the U.S. exceed 3,100 megawatts, which is enough to power more than 630,000 homes. Now, the solar industry employs more than 100,000 Americans, and it grew by 69% in 2010, making it one of the fastest growing sectors in the U.S. Now, the price of solar panels has dropped by 30% since 2010, and costs continue to fall, which is the U.S. was a net exporter of solar products in 2010 by $2 billion. In 2010, wind turbines in the U.S. generated about 2% of total U.S. electricity generation. That's equal to the annual electricity use of 8.7 million homes. Wind power represented 25% of all new U.S. electric generation emissions that pollute the air, and they do not require water for cooling. Not only does wind power provide a clean source of electricity, it also helps keep electric rates low, and it protects consumers against fossil fuel price volatility. Now, as you can see, while a relatively small fraction of our overall energy supply in 2011, the U.S. was the world's largest consumer of renewable energy from geothermal, solar, wood, wind, and waste for electric power generation, which was producing over 22% of the world's total. So, as you can see, the demand for renewable energy is going to increase. Thank you so much.